The night was quiet, until it wasn't. In ATL, secrets don't stay buried for long, and this time, Kirk and Jasmine's little private moment just got caught again. One blurry clip, one late-night sighting. And BOOM, Atlanta exploded overnight. The streets are talking, the blogs are screaming, and Rasheeda, she's done playing nice. What was supposed to stay in the shadows hit the timeline like a bomb. And the meltdown that followed wasn't quiet. It was loud, raw, and viral. Cameras caught everything: the tears, the rage, the betrayal. Kirk thought he was slick. Jasmine thought nobody was watching. But ATL always watches. And this time, the fallout isn't just gossip. It's a storm that could destroy everything they built. Rasheeda's heartbreak isn't private anymore. It's trending. Fire. A blurry clip, shaky hands, bad lighting, but it didn't matter. Everyone in Atlanta knew those faces. Kirk, Jasmine, together. Again, by the time the sun came up, the streets were already talking. Comments flooded the internet. He did it again. Jasmine never left the picture. Rasheeda about to lose it. People didn't need the full story. They'd already decided what happened. But this time was different. This wasn't an old rumor recycled for clicks. This was fresh, raw, a late-night parking lot, an SUV door opening, two figures leaning in a little too close. And someone, probably one of those people who lived to catch drama, had recorded everything. 30 seconds was all it took to blow up an entire marriage in front of the world, Rasheeda. Hadn't even opened her phone yet when her name started trending. She was home, sitting on the couch in a hoodie, sipping coffee like it was a normal morning. But when Carly Red burst through her front door without knocking, she knew something was wrong. Carly's voice was too high, too fast. "Girl, don't freak out." Rasheeda froze. "What happened?" Carly held out her phone with a shaking hand. "Just don't scream. One glance." That was all it took. Rasheeda's entire face went still. The grainy clip played. Kirk Jasmine, close, laughing, his hand on her lower back. That smile. That damn smile she'd seen before. Rasheeda didn't blink, didn't speak. The phone just sat in her hand, the clip looping like it was mocking her. Carly whispered, "It's everywhere." Her fingers tightened around the phone. For a second, the silence was louder than any scream could be. Then it cracked. "You're joking." "I wish I was," Carly said. "TMZ got it. Shade Room got it. Every damn blog in ATL got it." Rasheeda stood up too fast. Her coffee spilled down the front of her hoodie, but she didn't even feel it. She walked toward the window like the air in the room had disappeared. "He promised me," she said, her voice low and sharp. "He promised me after the last time." Carly's eyes softened. "I know." "No," Rasheeda snapped, whipping around. "He swore to me. He cried. He begged. I took him back when everyone said I shouldn't, and the words died in her throat." She pressed a hand to her chest like she was holding herself together. The door opened again. Kendra slipped in, looking just as tense as Carly. "Girl, it's worse than you think." Rasheeda laughed, not the kind you laugh when something's funny. The kind you let out when the hurt starts burning. "Of course it is." They got the clip in slow motion, Kendra said carefully. Somebody added music. People are already making memes. That was it. The rage snapped loose. Rasheeda slammed her phone onto the table so hard the screen cracked. Memes. "They're making memes out of my life." Carly tried to touch her arm, but Rasheeda jerked away. "How stupid do I look? After everything. After I let him back in. After I said we're rebuilding trust." Her voice shook, but her spine didn't. "He played me again." Carly whispered, "He's coming here." Rasheeda's head snapped toward her. "What?" Kendra's voice was barely a breath. "Yeah, he already on the way." The next few minutes stretched thin, like every second was holding its breath. Outside, the sound of tires on gravel. A car door. Heavy footsteps. Rasheeda stood in the middle of the living room, arms crossed, jaw locked. Carly and Kendra stepped back because they'd seen this movie before. And they knew the next scene was going to be ugly. The door opened. Kirk walked in slowly, hands out like he was walking into a courtroom. "Babe, don't," she said. Just one word. Cold as stone. Kirk swallowed hard. I know how it looks. Rasheeda laughed again. How it looks? You're in a damn parking lot with the same woman who almost ended our marriage, and you want to talk about how it looks. She just came up to me. I didn't plan. She stepped forward fast, her voice slicing through his excuses. Do you ever plan anything, Kirk? Or do you just keep messing up and hope I'll clean it up like always? Carly whispered to Kendra, Oh, he's done. Kirk's hands shook slightly. I didn't touch her like that. Rasheeda pointed at the cracked phone on the table. It's on camera. The whole city's watching. Don't stand here and lie to me. For a second, the house went silent except for their breathing. Then Rasheeda's rage finally cracked through the wall she'd been holding up. I defended you, she shouted. When everyone said I was a fool for taking you back, I defended you. When my friends told me to walk away, I said, he's trying. I looked stupid for you. I bled for this marriage. Kirk flinched but stayed quiet. And you still went back to her? She whispered. To her? Kendra looked down. Carly crossed her arms. They didn't need to say anything. This wasn't just a scandal. It was history repeating itself. Kirk stepped closer. Rasheeda, it wasn't like that. She didn't step back. She stared him dead in the eye. Don't say my name like you care. The front door was still open. The sound of phones buzzing outside. Paparazzi, bloggers, fans, all of them had shown up to feed on the mess. Someone yelled, Rasheeda, how do you feel? And she nearly broke. This is my life, she said under her breath. And they're all watching like it's a TV show. Carly whispered, It is, girl. Rasheeda turned away before he could see the tears in her eyes. Get out, babe. Get out. Kirk's voice cracked. Please. She pointed at the door like she was pointing at the end of something. Go, he hesitated, but he knew. This time wasn't like the others. This wasn't something flowers and empty apologies could fix. He walked out, his shoulders sagging, cameras flashing in his face the second he stepped outside. Rasheeda stood there, breathing hard, the house spinning around her. Carly rushed forward to hold her, but she shook her head. I don't need saving, she whispered. Not this time. Carly's eyes glistened. Kendra squeezed her hand. The world outside was laughing, tweeting, posting. But inside, Rasheeda wasn't broken. She was furious. And that fury was louder than the noise. She wiped her tears with the back of her hand, lifted her chin, and whispered, almost like a promise to herself, He won't embarrass me again. The night Kirk thought he was slick was the night he lost everything, and Rasheeda's meltdown. It wasn't weakness. It was the spark of a storm. The clip hadn't even cooled down on the internet yet. By sunrise, it was everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, blogs, messy group chats. People weren't just talking. They were dissecting every frame like it was a crime scene. Look, how close they are. He's holding her back like, that's his girl, Rasheeda. Better flip the whole damn table. Kirk and Jasmine weren't just caught, they were trending. Hashtag #KirkJasmine, hashtag RASHEEDA, and hashtag Caught Again were sitting right at the top of ATL's trending list. Memes were being made faster than Rasheeda could even process the betrayal. Someone had slowed the video down, added dramatic music, and posted it with the caption, He never learns. It's already had 500,000 views. Inside her house. Rasheeda sat on the couch, knees pulled up, staring blankly at the wall. Her phone buzzed nonstop on the coffee table, a constant, ugly reminder that her personal life wasn't personal anymore. Carly and Kendra had stayed the night because they knew this storm wasn't going away in the morning. Carly peeked at the phone lighting up. Girl, TMZ, Shade Room, on-site, everyone's calling. It's bad. Kendra folded her arms, looking pissed for her friend. And he's probably somewhere rehearsing his same weak apology. Rasheeda didn't answer. Her voice was stuck somewhere between rage and disbelief. How do you find words when you've seen this movie before and it still hurts just as much? Outside, paparazzi had gathered like vultures. Flashing lights kept hitting the front windows every few seconds. Someone yelled her name. Another shouted, "Rasheeda, did Kirk cheat again?" Like they were asking about the weather. Kendra's jaw clenched. "I swear, I'll punch somebody if they shout that again." Carly sighed. "They don't care, Kendra. This is entertainment to them." Rasheeda finally spoke, quiet but sharp. "My marriage is a meme." Carly's face softened. "No, baby. His lies are the meme. Not you." But Rasheeda shook her head slowly. "No, they're laughing at me. They don't see a strong woman trying to make it work. They see a fool who believed him again." The front gate rattled. Car doors slammed. Kirk, Kendra tensed immediately. "You want me to know?" Rasheeda said. Her voice was steady now, not soft, not weak. "I want to talk to him." Carly's eyes widened. "Girl, are you sure? You might end up flipping furniture." Rasheeda wiped her face once, stood up slowly. "Good." The door opened before he could even knock. Kirk stepped in like a man walking into fire. No smooth talk. No cocky smile this time. Just guilt sitting heavy on his face. His phone had already blown up too. He knew he was the villain in the city today. "Rasheeda," she cut him off. "Don't say my name like it means something right now." Carly grabbed Kendra's arm. "This ain't our fight," she whispered. They stepped back, staying in the corner, but watching every second. Kirk tried to reach for her hand. She moved away like his touch was poison. "I swear to you." "Swear?" She laughed bitterly. "You've sworn before. Every time. Every single time." Kirk lowered his voice, trying to keep it calm. It wasn't what it looked like. Rasheeda snapped her head toward him. "Stop insulting my intelligence." He opened his mouth again, but this time she didn't let him speak. She pointed at the phone still buzzing on the table. "The whole damn world saw you. There's no misunderstanding. There's no excuse left." Kirk's face tightened. "She just came up to me." Rasheeda cut in, louder now. "And you let her again." Carly whispered, "Oh, this about to get real ugly." Kendra nodded. "Good. Let it." Rasheeda stepped closer, anger flooding through every word. "You embarrassed me again. You made me defend you again. You made me the fool again." He tried to say something, but she raised her hand, silencing him with nothing but her stare. "Do you have any idea how many people are laughing right now? How many think I'm weak for even still being with you?" He looked down, ashamed. But shame doesn't fix betrayal. Tears welled up in her eyes, but they didn't fall. She wasn't breaking this time. She was boiling. Kendra whispered from the corner. He'd unmessed with the wrong version of her this time. Outside, someone shouted again, "Rasheeda, what are you gonna do?" She looked toward the window and something in her snapped. This wasn't just a fight between husband and wife anymore. This was a spectacle. A headline. A punchline. She turned back to him, voice low but sharp enough to cut. "You didn't just hurt me. You humiliated me." Kirk stepped closer, desperate. "Babe, please." She stepped back. "Don't babe me. You've run out of those." The silence in the house was suffocating. Outside, the world was watching. Inside, a woman who'd forgiven too many times finally hit the wall. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just stared at him with fire in her eyes. This time, she said slowly, "You don't get to come back." Kirk's shoulders sank like the air had been knocked out of him. Carly's mouth fell open. Kendra whispered, "Oh, it's over." Rasheeda turned away before he could see the tear finally fall. And when she spoke again, her voice wasn't shaking anymore. "It's my turn now." The whole city was watching. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a public spectacle. By day 3, the video had been reposted thousands of times. People were analyzing Kirk's body language like it was a court case. Jasmine's laugh in the background was looped over trending audio. And Rasheeda's silence. That silence was louder than every meme, headline, and think piece combined. The blogs were having a field day. She really took him back after the last time. Jasmine won't ever disappear. This is gonna end messy. Carly sat at her vanity, scrolling through comments, shaking her head. People ain't got no chill. She FaceTimed Kendra, who was already watching another gossip page go live. "Girl," Carly hissed, "they acting like this is a TV show." Kendra sipped her coffee, her eyes cold. Because to them, it is a TV show. But to her, it's her life. Meanwhile, Rasheeda had gone dark. No posts, no stories. No statement. Just silence. She wasn't hiding, she was simmering. Kirk had called, texted, begged, and even shown up at her door again the night before. She hadn't opened it. She didn't owe him her tears this time. She sat in her bedroom, knees drawn up, scrolling through the videos on her phone. Every time she saw his face next to Jasmine's, something in her tightened. Not just hurt, anger. That slow, deep kind of anger that doesn't explode right away. It builds. And when it finally comes out, it burns everything down downstairs. Carly and Kendra were waiting for her. They'd been there since morning. Knowing she wasn't the kind of woman who could be left alone with this kind of storm. Brewing, Carly leaned forward on the kitchen counter. "This man embarrassed you in front of the whole damn city," Kendra added. "He did it again. Not once, not twice, again. And Jasmine out here smirking like she's untouchable." Rasheeda didn't answer at first. She stared at the floor, her breathing slow but heavy. Then she finally spoke, her voice steady. "She's not untouchable." Carly blinked. "Oh," Kendra smirked. "There she go." Rasheeda stood, brushed her hair back, and for the first time since the scandal broke, her face wasn't soft anymore. It was hard, sharp, dangerous. "They want to make my pain entertainment. Fine, let's give them something they won't forget." Carly raised an eyebrow. "Girl, what are you thinking?" Rasheeda picked up her phone. "First thing I'm gonna do is stop being quiet." Meanwhile, across town, Kirk was in damage control mode. He sat slouched on a leather couch with his phone in his hands, scrolling through comments tearing him apart. "She warned you. You're trash, bro. Rasheeda deserves better." His PR friend leaned against the counter. "You need to post something, man. Say something. Right now, you look guilty as hell." Kirk groaned. "Because they're treating me like I'm the devil." His boy shook his head. "Nah, bro. Because you are the villain in this story." Kirk rubbed his hands over his face. He wasn't used to being the one who looked small. He'd always talked his way out of it before. But this time, Rasheeda wasn't saying a word. And that silence was killing him more than any screaming could have. Back at the house, Carly and Kendra watched Rasheeda scroll through her DMs. Hundreds of women had sent her messages. Some were angry. Some were sympathetic. But one thing they all had in common, they were rooting for her, not him. Carly leaned closer. "You've got the whole city behind you right now." Rasheeda's lips curled into a small, dangerous smile. "Good," Carly whispered. "Oh, she's about to snap," Kendra added. "Nah, she about to take her power back." Rasheeda pressed record on her phone. Not for a meltdown, not for tears, but for control. Her eyes locked on the camera like she'd made a decision. "I'm tired." Camera like she'd made a decision. "I'm tired of being the quiet one," she said softly, like a warning. "This time, they're going to hear me." She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She looked straight into the lens like a woman who had finally reached her breaking point and turned it into strength. The internet thought they were watching another cheating scandal. But what they were really watching was a woman taking her power back. And this time, Kirk wouldn't be able to talk over her. Day 4 felt different. The scandal wasn't just gossip anymore. It had weight. It had heat. The streets were buzzing, blogs spinning, and Rasheeda's name was trending not because of Kirk's mistake, but because of what she was about to do. Carly burst into the living room, phone in hand. "Girl, the city's waiting on you." Like literally waiting. Kendra followed .com but sharp. "They're not even talking about the video anymore. They're waiting for you to speak. You have the power now." Rasheeda sat quietly. No glam, no tears, no panic. Just steady, focused. Her phone was blowing up talk shows, interviews, scripted statements. But she didn't need anyone else's words. She had her own. Carly leaned closer. He thinks you're still hurt, that you'll cry like last time. Rasheeda tilted her head. Good. Let him. Across town, Kirk was unraveling. Every comment was a blow. Rasheeda carried him for years. He fumbled a queen. She's quiet now, but wait till she talks. His weak apology the night before had failed. He deleted the video. Jasmine posted a selfie like nothing happened, but people weren't fooled. Everyone was saying the same thing. Wait for Rasheeda. She walked to the dining table, phone propped up. Pressed record. No filters. No fake smiles. Just real, y'all saw what happened. The whole world did. But understand this. This isn't the first time I've been here. And that's exactly why I'm done pretending everything's fine. I've stood next to a man who promised me loyalty and broke that promise again and again. I forgave when I shouldn't have. I carried weight that wasn't mine. But this time, she leaned in. This time, I'm not cleaning anything up. Carly's eyes widened. Kendra whispered, "Oh, she's about to end him." I don't owe anybody silence. Not him, not her. Not the world. I'm not weak because I loved him. I'm strong because I survived everything he put me through. And I won't let him embarrass me again. She ended the recording with no tears. No screaming. Just truth. Within minutes, the post went viral. Blogs picked it up. Kirk's excuses didn't matter anymore. Her voice drowned everything out. In a corner of a TL, Jasmine's smile cracked. It wasn't about her anymore. It was about Rasheeda owning her story. Rasheeda didn't go live. She didn't do interviews. She dropped one video and let the world talk. Carly wrapped an arm around her. This isn't a scandal anymore. This is your moment. Rasheeda's voice was steady. Exactly. Storm Kirk created now belonged to her. Day 5 began with silence so loud the city felt it. People weren't talking about what Kirk did anymore. They were talking about what she said. She stepped out of a black SUV in a sleek black outfit and dark shades. No tears, no hesitation. Power in motion. The same people who whispered about her humiliation were now whispering something else. She flipped it. She came back stronger. She's not playing with him anymore. Inside the venue, every camera turned as she walked in. She didn't need to explain. She was the story now. Back at his place, Kirk sat alone, drowning in comments quoting her line, "I don't owe anybody silence." He'd lost control, and worse, he'd lost her respect. Rasheeda took the stage at a private event. 5 days ago, I was a headline I didn't ask for, she said, her voice echoing. But I turned it into my story. My voice, my power. I gave my loyalty to someone who didn't protect it. But today, I'm not explaining myself anymore. Choose myself. The crowd rose, not in pity, but in respect. She wasn't a victim anymore. She was the headline. Outside, social media exploded again. She ate this. This is how you handle a scandal. She glowed up. Kirk's charm didn't matter anymore. Jasmine's smile was gone. The city had chosen its queen. Rasheeda walked out like royalty. No words, just power. In 5 days, she went from broken to untouchable. And just like that, the narrator whispered, the tables turned. What started as betrayal became a power move. The woman they laughed at 5 days ago is the woman the whole city now stands behind. One voice, one moment, one truth. Kirk's excuses faded. Jasmine cracked. And Rasheeda. She walked through the fire and came out unstoppable. So the real question is, what's next? Will Kirk try to fight for redemption? Or is Rasheeda stepping into her new era, solo, stronger, louder? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like and subscribe because this isn't the end. It's the beginning of a whole new chapter. And trust me, it's only getting hotter.